Hey guys, Grimmy here with another episode of We Dig Giant Robots, and today we're going to be taking a look at Masterpiece Thundercracker. Now, earlier in the year, Takara Tomy released a newly retooled version of the Masterpiece Starscream, dubbing it MP11, giving him the coronation gear and updating the sculpts to be a better representation of the character. Now Hasbro, instead of giving us another Starscream and giving us the coronation gear, has decided to reuse this mold for the one Seeker they haven't released in the Masterpiece line, Thundercracker. Now I can applaud them for giving us Thundercracker, but I would have liked to see Skywarp and Starscream in this mold as well. And while we can get the Starscream from Takara Tomy, he's going to be very expensive. But anyway, let's get down to the review. So, looking at the box, you know, it's the standard Masterpiece box for Hasbro. You got the side view with a nice little bit of artwork for Thundercracker, but oddly enough, it's for the Classics version. I don't know why they did that. I guess this box was a little bit rushed. The back has the bio. You know, with all the artwork, some features, and the side has some more of the features that are and are not there, like this one. He does not have two different heads, do not be fooled, but the rest are pretty much accurate. And on the bottom you got his tech specs. All in all, I like the box art, or the box, but it does feel a little bit rushed, especially when they're using the artwork for Classics Thundercracker. If you want to take a comparison with the Takara Tomy stuff, we do have a box for Ghost Starscream, and as you can see, Takara Tomy uses a more of a box than a actual window box, which is pretty cool. I like the artwork on the Takara Tomy, well, the figure picture. But, well, let's get to the robot and take a look. Okay, now we got Thundercracker out of the box and in his vehicle mode. And it's a very nice vehicle mode, the F-15 fighter jet. I should probably grab it in a way you can see. But yeah, it's a very nicely done F-15. Lots of detail, both sculpted and painted. And in this form, it actually maintains almost all of the features of the original Masterpiece. He has the opening cockpit. It's a little stubborn to close. He has the opening radar dish, so you can actually see the jet's radar, which is very nice. There's plenty of painted on detail, like Captain J. Dragon Sass on the side, D24. You get some images of the details from the original Thundercracker figure. Below, a nice image of Reflector. Good Decepticon symbols. And on the tail fin, you got Sonic Boom with Thundercracker holding Soundwave, which is a very nice little detail. You know, they go with both accuracy and adding on some details to make it look a little nicer. So I thought it was nice. The back section has the ball jointed thrusters, just like the original MP03. And I can get them out. You even have viewable jet engines, which will serve another purpose later on. Movable flaps. And landing gear, which is very nice. Now he does include a display stand, but unfortunately it's the one designed for the original MP03, and he doesn't stay on it very well. You can rest it on there, but it doesn't quite stay on as tightly as the original figure, as the original mold. And as for why, as you can see, this is it's this piece here. If we take a look at MP03, you can actually see a molded in notch for the stand, which MP11 doesn't have. That notch is for this hook bit. Let me get Starscream so it's actually a little bit easier to see. But as you can see, there's a little bit of a hook that's meant to go into that notch, and it doesn't have it on the MP11 mold, so Thundercracker can't use his stand in jet mode, unfortunately. Thundercracker can, however, use the Tomahawk missiles that came with the original MP03, and in fact this version actually includes those missiles too. Only trick is you gotta remove the null rays from the ball joint, which I'll show you. See that little blue thing there? That's actually a double ball jointed piece which attaches to the null rays. It's made so you don't have to take the null rays off during transformation, but if you want to get the missiles on, you have to take the null rays off anyway. Oh well. Anyway, before we get into the robot mode, let's take a quick comparison with MP03, who seems to be falling apart on me. As you can see, there are a lot of similarities in jet mode. And yes, I'm using the Ghost version of Starscream for this. The only differences can be seen in the front, where the wings meet the main body. And on the undercarriage, where Starscream looks a little bit sleeker, while Thundercracker is a bit more blocky on the bottom. Also included is a little vac metal pilot. It was actually of a different sculpt than the Dr. Octaville that comes with Starscream, which I will show you right here, if it focuses. It's hard to see it, I know, but yeah, they are two different sculpts. And for one more comparison, we'll put out Classics Thundercracker and G1 Thundercracker. And as you can see, they did a good job on staying true to the G1 incarnation with this guy. I know it's kind of hard to see them all together, but yeah. They did lighten the cockpit, but other than that, it's actually pretty accurate. So let's get this guy in robot mode and go from there. Alright, now that we got Thundercracker in robot mode, I want to get a couple things cleared up that I forgot to mention in the vehicle mode section. First of all, he also includes this little clip thing that will go right into his nose cone on the underside and carry the Megatron pistol that aim with MPO-1 Optimus Prime, the original Masterpiece Prime. Also, on the back, in jet mode, there is an air brake that you can actually pull out, and that'll act as an air brake in vehicle mode. I hope you guys can forgive me not doing the stop motion for this one, but these Masterpiece Seekers are, well, any Masterpiece figure is a little bit too complicated for me to truly stop motion right. But anyway, here we got Thundercracker, and he has a nice sculpt to him with one loose part in his abdomen. You gotta be really careful of. But for articulation, he has a ball jointed head, although it seems like it's a little bit funny, so it's going to be a little bit hard to get in some positions. And he does have a very nice head sculpt. Oops. As you can see, it's a very nice striking head sculpt. Well done. It doesn't have the two faces of the original version of the MPO-3, but it's still very nice. He has ratchet jointed shoulders, in and out, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist swivel, and finger articulation. He has thigh swivel, moving out, no waist, thigh swivel, double jointed knee, which is very nice. Yeah. Nothing on the shin, and no articulation. Well, a little bit of toe articulation, but not a whole lot. Mostly it's just for transformation. He has posable wings. They can move forward, back, up and down. So you can get a lot of nice poses with this guy. Now those wings do like to pop out of the back a little bit every now and then, but they're still pretty nice. For features in this mode, all that really has that's a carryover from MPO3 is the fold-out chest missiles. Other than that, he's got his articulation, and he's got a lot of improvements over the MPO3. The null rays are actually ball jointed to the arms, so you can actually keep them on throughout the entire transformation. The only times you gotta take them off is to put on the Tomahawk missiles. Like I said before, he loses the two faces gimmick, but in exchange he actually gets a better sculpted arms, a little bit of changes to his waist sculpt, and best of all, no hip kibble. And if you're wondering what I'm referring to, let's have a look at MPO3 himself, Ghost of Starscream. You can see on the hips of this one you have the tail fins attached to the hips like little scabbards, and on this one the tail fins are actually attached to the feet. So they actually have removed the hip kibble issue, which is very much applaudable. Thundercracker can actually use the figure stand if you want to know. There's a little peg on the back that goes into here. Taking a look at the head sculpt on MPO3, you can see that the head sculpt is a little bit different, bigger, and a lot nicer, even if it does lose that changeable face feature. If we turn them around, you can see that Thundercracker actually has some heel spurs that were the jet engines inside, while Starscream does not have any heel spurs whatsoever. He only has the thrusters, which do not hold him up very well. But that'll about do it for differences between the two. One of the other features that Thundercracker has actually works with a Legends figure for the Reveal the Shield line, Megatron. This is actually a little tricky to do, but what's supposed to happen is there are two notches on this side here and a little hole on that side there, which are meant to go with any of the Masterpiece Seeker's hands. So you just wedge the fingers into this one, if you can. It's not neat. It's not the most perfect of fits. Just lock that thumb in, and there you go. Thundercracker has a nice big gun to shoot at people with. And while it's not a perfect recreation of using Megatron in gun mode, it's a nice little add-on, and it's a little reward for buying a lot of Hasbro or Takara products. But let's give this a nice quick look at some of the past versions of Thundercracker, being his classics, which is the exact look of the box art for Masterpiece Thundercracker. No lie. And the G1, this is a reissue, but it actually is a nice accurate reissue. Only difference from the original are the size of the null rays. But as you can see, Thundercracker does a good job of representing his past forms well. And while he is a lighter shade of blue than the original G1 form, he looks really good and would be a nice addition to any Masterpiece collection. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the review, and I'll catch you guys later. Oh yeah, he's in Toys R Us. You can search any Toys R Us or toysrus.com. He's about 70 bucks or 75 after tax, and I think he's well worth it. So if you can find him, pick him up. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye.